Buongiorno. It's early morning here, fantastic night's sleep, and my mind has gone back towards business already. Thankfully, which is the reason we started this channel, to try and process this thing I was giving birth to, which we've had a lot of working out, a lot of reasoning and pivoting for nonconformity company. And I want to spell out a bit more about what it is, why we're here, and who we're there for, really. Because a lot of the business podcasts you see, the shows, it's all about big business, like the new tech startup, the new Facebook, the new LinkedIn, the new Instagram. And a lot of the business podcasts, they interview these big people that have done these huge businesses. And that's all well and good, and there's things to learn, but there's not going to be many opportunities for the next massive thing. And equally, you see a lot of them interviewing people like big celebrities or music artists that, and there's lessons to be learned there. But again, there's not much opportunity for the normal person, the average Joe out there, to become a massive successful music artist and to make millions of money. And then they're also profiling a lot of the times people promoting buying other businesses, buying a laundromat, and investing in this, investing in that. But again, a lot of people out there, most people out there, and I guess this is what nonconformity company is here for. It's for the people out there that don't really have any money, don't really have much time, they're stuck in life, but they want to do something to carve out, to start to carve out some more money, to start to carve out a bit more time, to carve out a bit more of this lifestyle design, and to gain a bit more freedom, to start designing that future life, that optimum life now. And it might take a few years, but that's who we're there for. We want to make it accessible to the person that might not have much business knowledge, might not have much technical knowledge, and might not think that they can do much. But we want to profile all of the smaller businesses out there, the people that have made a simple little app that's bringing in 10 grand a month and they're working a few hours a week on it. We want to profile the businesses that people are doing and show you these examples of businesses that are close to your heart or that make you tick, that you want to do and work on, that doesn't even feel like work, but then you can attach some income. We want to profile, we're kind of doing it, we set out to test as many business models as possible. For us, for me personally, as a new father, to be able to see what worked based on a lot of my experience and my learnings from business and books and podcasts and seeing like successful business case studies. A lot of the best businesses that I've seen and profiled, they started with an initial idea, but it was only after beginning that process and then gaining like a handful of customers or a few hundred customers, and then they really engaged with those customers and allowed that feedback and that guidance and that input from those initial customers and listening to what they actually wanted, and then they pivoted or slightly adjusted, removed some things, added some things, and then they built that business around those initial people because they listened to them. So this is really important because I think a lot of people, they're either searching for the idea or they think they have this one great idea and they're fixated on that one idea. I've been there in the past, and this is why nonconformity companies here, to educate people on this, because that one idea, if it's in your head, a lot of the times people don't actually do anything with it. They're like, this is an amazing idea, I'm not going to tell anybody, not going to do anything, I'm going to get everything perfect, going to get the domain, going to get everything, the branding, everything sorted before talking to anybody about it, before trying to get a customer. Our philosophy, based on following people like Noah Kagan and Peter Levels, Mark Liu, and reading quite a lot of books like The $100 Startup, Chris Guillebeau's books, The Art of Nonconformity. People like this who are doing, it's all like the indie startup craze where people are getting ideas out there, the initial idea, really quickly. I mean, I bought a course from Noah Kagan. It was called the Sumo Starter, but it showed you basically how to start a business on Facebook over the weekend by just doing a simple landing page and tapping into their targeting. And I think he used like Chihuahua dogs as an example. And he made the most simplest landing page. It was just black and white, with an email capture with a title, something like, "Do you want to, would you be interested in being the first in line for like healthy Chihuahua dog snacks?" And then he used the Facebook marketing to target Chihuahua dog owners in his kind of regions in America, and it showed how many customers and how many the ads can target. And then he was just like, spend $100 on the ad and see how many visitors you get, and then see how many interests you got. And like, for example, I don't know what the numbers were then, but you spend $100 on the ad, you got 200 visitors, and say you got 20 people that signed up that would be interested in those snacks. So you paid $100, you got 20 people who have then expressed some interest. You haven't even done anything yet. You've just done a simple landing page which costs free to very little, and then you've spent some money on ads just to really see what's going on. You can then reach out to those people and see what they want. People spend money on all sorts of things. There's all these micro niches out there. But that example was years ago, that course that I bought, and this is what we're getting at. It's flipping it in reverse and getting your ideas out there. And the idea is not to be fixated on one idea. It's to try and come up with lots and lots of different ideas, and based on different business models, your interests, how you see the world, groups of people that you can help, and getting those out there and testing as many as you can, and getting uncomfortable by getting comfortable with talking to people before you've actually got anything kind of ready, to see if it sticks or not, to see what people are saying, to see if there would be any interest out there. And it kind of feels wrong. It kind of doesn't feel professional. It kind of feels not the right order of things. But our philosophy is that is the right order of things, because that one idea that you might be fixated on and never do anything with, and never tell anybody or get customer feedback, it's no good, because it's in there and it's not doing anything. So the idea is to if you've got that one idea, you could break that down into 5 different versions, if you've just got one. But our other argument is the idea muscle. Once you start to exercise that idea muscle and look around the world and see who you can help and come up with more ideas, especially seeing as nonconformity company, we're attempting to start 100 startups in a year. And then we've got nonconformity blueprints. And on each website idea business will have the blueprint button, which will then easily show you and educate you what that business is, what business model it is, or combination of business models, what software and tools we're using, what pricing strategy we're using, in order to educate you in like real time. So we're doing this for us, but we turned it into something like a live business educational platform where you could easily move around the different businesses and the blueprints to see, what's going on. So it might be, we've got like the coaching and the educational business models, we've got the inspirational business models, and a lot of the times you just need to help people along in a quicker, better, smarter way. A lot of great businesses out there that I've seen are people that are earning 20 grand a month. They're working a couple of hours a week. They've just taken something that's already going on in the world. They've made it a bit better. They've put their personality on it, and they've maybe targeted to people that they're more from their kind of interest groups. And there's always room to do that, because people are attracted to personalities. Energy attracts energy, and it also repels. So there's just so many opportunities for you to help other people along in many areas of life. And that could be different areas of health, work, finances, different ways of learning things. There's millions of things. And this is the idea. We want to try and show you how many different opportunities there are. We've not kind of made it yet. I mean, I started this channel for the business. We had to pivot because somebody else had bought the nonco.com domain. We've had all sorts of delays, but we are where we are, and I'm grateful for that, because I've not given up. I've stuck to these daily videos pretty much. We've had a few glitches in the matrix. And life, the last 6 months, has been wild, but we're now entering July, 2nd of July now. We're in this beautiful place. And I just think that the thing that I woke up with today, that a lot of people, they were like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. I've got this great idea. It's going to be massive. But I would argue, and our philosophy is just keep things kind of small and manageable and reverse engineer what you actually need. So if you're working in a job at the moment, and it's very easy for you to see how much you're bringing in and how much is going out. We've got nonconformity finance coming with a simple spreadsheet tool and some personal finance tools to reverse engineer this. But you need to, it's called your minimum viable income. So if your rent, your bills, your food, and all of your expenses adds up to £4,000, $5,000, whatever it is, whatever that figure is, that's your minimum viable income. That's just what you need to come in to pay for things. We don't have a house anymore. We've chosen to put our stuff in a van and travel around in Airbnbs. And so this place is like 1,700 for the month, which, yeah, it's a bit more than the rent we were paying. However, like, it was a grand rent and we had bills. Like, sometimes the electricity in the winter was £500. So, you know, in the winter months, we were probably paying about that for the house. We had to maintain that house. Things go wrong. You got to clean, you got to mow the lawn and all this stuff. And plus it was in England. Can't do a winter in England anymore. So we're here. No maintenance, no worries, no stress, no drama. For the first time in a long time. Hallelujah. So there's a lot of time to be had there. So 1,700. We need some money for the van and maintenance and diesel. We need some money for food. I'd say 4,000 a month, like 3,000 even, we could survive on. There are a lot of cheaper Airbnbs as well in Spain, like 800 a month. Like this was last minute, and it is kind of the summer months. So 3,000 a month, we could easily survive. So I put that into the kind of business calculator, and that's like 100 people paying $30 a month. That's 1,000 people paying $3 a month. So if you can then have a business that's bringing you in, let's go for 5,000. If you can build one business or a couple of businesses that are bringing in that minimum viable income, so then you don't have to work in that job for most of your time, most of your life. And then this business is kind of running automatically. You can then bring in automation tools. We're promoting a lot of that. AI tools, AI agents is the next big thing, which we'll be profiling a lot on nonconformity tools and nonconformity AI and nonconformityAItools.com. 3 businesses there that we have, helping people along, learn about this stuff and implement it. You could be working on that business and maintaining it just for a few hours a week, and you could then limit the numbers. And I like the idea of limiting the numbers. If it's 100 people at $30 a month, just limit it to 100. Then there's also, you might then, you'll be able to look after those 100 people. It's limited. If some people want to come in, then there's a waiting list. So that creates kind of a need. And then people that are in there know that if they're out, then the spots are going to be filled by this waiting list. But you can keep the quality, and you don't have to aim to get a million customers. You just have to get to that minimum viable income. Then you've got time and freedom on your hands to then explore more business ideas, build onto that one, make pivots and different tests of that idea in different markets with different takes. There's all manner of things to do. So we're doing that ourselves, and we'll be getting back onto that now. Starlink internet in this beautiful valley, and I'm just thankful and grateful that we found this place, and my mind has gone back to the business already after a wonderful night's sleep. So we're here to conclude for the person that doesn't have much money, doesn't have much time, and we want to promote and give all this education away for free and examples of businesses for free to show as many people as possible how they can start to get ahead. And you don't have to aim for this massive goal. You just have to get that minimum viable income. And that, for me, feels a lot more achievable and a good, simple goal, so you can get out of that job. That is the first stage. From there, you can then we'll have so much more time and freedom and energy to then build more. And you'll have learned a hell of a lot along the way as well. Then you've got a bit more time and money. You can grow that, start investing and having options and freedom. That's what we're promoting, freedom. So we're living this freedom life before we've really done it. And yeah, I'm really excited for now this second half of the year and to get all of these out there, because it seems like now the tide has turned and we're going to be able to really make things happen. So we've got the whole day ahead and no agenda. Hooray!